I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't.
Hello and welcome to the Smite Draft League. We have our most talented division on tap tonight. It's the Godlike division. It's Dark Omen versus Sanctified. I'm Anthony Malum, and I've got the Fisheroo himself with me, KingFsher, and we've got some talented players in front of us tonight.
Talented doesn't even begin to cover it. I think there's been a lot of attention lately on Ratmilk, the jungler there, for Dark Omen. Or sorry, Wild Inferno? Dark Omen, rather?
Dark
I
Omen.
get the names mixed up. Okay,
You
Dark Omen.
fell apart, I mean, but you recovered it. We're good.
I did. Yeah, of course. Wild Omen and Dark Inferno, the old classics. But I mean, absolutely been making highlight reel plays all season. Would love to see him pop off like that again tonight.
We were a bit robbed last season. We only really got to see Ratmilk in the finals, and he was the finals MVP for Eclipse. So this season we have been spoiled, and we've seen teams run into the Lucent conundrum times a million of, what the hell do we ban?
I mean, it's really kind of an up and down topic. I think he's good on so many characters, but I think, like you said, the finals MVP last season doesn't even cover it. He was the finals.
Yeah, he definitely was. The Pele is still my memory to this day. The Aphrodite ban. This is the first set we've gotten to cast together so far for the new I say new season because it feels like an entirely new season, but for Season of Hope. And talk me through what this Aphrodite's meaning to you, because for me, knowing that you have to ban Aphrodite because of how ridiculously strong she is so frustrating to me. It's such a bad spot to be in.
It's an up and down spot, to be sure. I kind of like it though. It really mixes up the meta. I mean, we saw a lot of heal changes. On top of that, a lot of small item balances as well. So it's a very different feeling Smite, which I like.
And I like the Terra lock-in because that's another thing that got some changes in Terra. Terra is who we saw. I think we saw Genetics and Polar Bear Mike both kind of freak out, saying, "Hey Reddit, maybe relax. The changes for Terra are crazy."
They are, to say the least. I think it was Genetics that made a tweet about it after everybody thought Terra was going to be really bad. Certainly not the case. Worthy of a first pickup. I so wish it was a Terra jungle. That's an old strat I love, but probably going to be a support there. And this is an odd top couple of locks. I cannot tell you the last time I saw a Jingwei and a Hercules locked in top 2.
Yeah, Jingwei is skyrocketing to the top. It's a combination of crit being insane right now, plus we got the Hydra's build that everybody's kind of obsessed with. I'm not the biggest fan of that build myself. I feel like you could probably do more damage. I mean, I don't got my calculator, on the pocket right now, but I just prefer going more classical routes with Jingwei. But regardless of the build we see come out from CtrlAltIEat, this Jingwei is going to provide tons of value.
Value, to say the least. And I think crit always suits Jingwei. There have been massive crit changes. The ADC build, compared to what it was before the patch, where you would go Destil, Aussie, then kind of mix it up a little, it's so different. It's, what is it, Cowl, Bloodforge into Boomerang into Demon Blade.
Yeah, and there's options too. You can mix up your starter item. You can throw a Dominance in there kind of early if you wanted to.
Yeah, a lot of directions to go, to say the least. One god that hasn't changed a whole ton, though, going to be Guanyu. One of the healers affected in the last patch. Definitely, maybe got a little bit stronger. Kind of depends how you look at the changes. And then Itchar to follow up. It's going to be a really, really strong top 3 here.
Yeah, and we've seen Guanyu. I mean, the broken Guanyu is definitely when you get the right circumstance. We saw FineOK kind of run crazy with that on PTS, but still highly valued. The ability Conviction now applies a flat 1 second cooldown reduction effect on allied gods that are healed when you combine that with a Terra, I'm liking the direction here. I think it could be really dangerous really quickly.
Dangerous to say the least, and I love this Khepri lock-in. It's a pick that gets banned out in the second wave a lot. Obviously, Maui and Umoja taken off the board really early, kind of to be expected. Khepri's a support that flies under the radar. Glad to see the big bug finally getting the recognition they deserve.
Get Leslord getting that locked in, making sure you can run it, and really prioritizing getting rid of those executes alongside it, which it's so funny to me because that feels like such a basic Smite knowledge thing, but it makes it all the way up to Godlike. There's some things that, as simple as they may be, you don't want to mess with them, and one of which is Khepri being hard countered. And oh my god, lock it in. It's locked in, fish!
Love to see it. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we've seen the Opalash one time this season. Can't for the life of me remember the team or the division, but it's so good in the healer meta. I mean, Terra, Guan Yu, both of them can't heal when Opalash is around. I mean, just completely mitigates Terra's whole standing stone, and it's a big AoE. There are good chances it's going to hit an ally. This Opalash should find insane value. If I'm them, I don't even know if I would take a Hunbots. I might pivot over towards something like the Cleo or the Tsukiyomi. They could just really kind of punish this Opalash for the lack of maneuverability. For such a strong god in anti-heal meta, really kind of has its drawbacks.
Yeah, Apash was not touched for the healing reduction. Still does the same amount of healing reduction. Got a cooldown decrease and undead surge. But they did go with the Hoombots, much to your chagrin. But at the same time, I have a hard time going against Ratmilk locking in Hoombots. We kind of see him run circles around everybody in Godlike with, I mean, granted, any character, but Hoombots does come to mind as a comfort pick. I'm more interested in picking the Baba Yaga into the Apash because that, I mean, I think you mentioned it, but that is not a common matchup in mid.
Nope, not not even close to one when you think about it. That being said, though, Baba Yaga is still a really strong character. A little bit surprised because we've kind of seen the Book of Thoth start fall to the wayside. There are really a lot of different directions that people are leaning in mid lane right now. So I'm going to be curious to see what the build is going to be in that mid lane for power. It's going to be unorthodox to say the least. I think this is the first time I can remember that the builds have been so varied in all the roles.
The builds have been varied. The character selection got changed. Say what you want about the new patch, it definitely offers variety. We are waiting to see what the final lock-in will be. It's a Mercury hover. Mercury could be a nasty combination to this team, and the hyper carries are the way they are going to go. Valyouuu is going to try to make his namesake worth on the Mercury. Fisher, give me your final thoughts. Who won the draft here?
You know, I love the draft from the order side. That being said, the Chaos draft is awesome. The Opwash into the anti-heal. Crit got a massive, massive buff, and they have two members who are some of the best with crit in the game. It's hard for me to hate on Chaos team right now. They got so much going their way.
All right, they got so much going their way, but will Dark Omen be able to answer questions? We have to wait for our answers. I'm sorry, but it won't take too long. We'll be right back with game number 1 in the Godlike division.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. When we were on, I'd always thought we would make it, but now you're gone. Baby, you're a ghost. I'm caught up in a landslide, mental on the low end. When I used to feel alive, now there's a hole in the city, can't feel shit. Where do I go? Cause I know you don't feel this. Can't catch a break for God's sakes. Feel like I'm waking up and I'm caught in the wake. Yeah, I know this is my funeral on parade. I did it to myself cause I always thought you would feel the same, and I know you don't. Drunk up out the parachute, jumping out the plane. You had it all in front of you, nothing feels the same. It's crazy what love can do, even crazier when it's not coming back to you. You say you need space, so I gave you all the states. Every night a different place. Used to think we're getting close, and now we're drifting away. And all I can say is that I'm feeling wasted. I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home.
Hello and welcome back. We're here a bit earlier than normal because we're about to learn something. Oh, looks like I might have gotten played. Don't tell me that. We'll take a second to talk about it. When we come back from this pause, assuming it's not a super long one, we get to see the new starts. The new starts have been interesting. They've been different, but I'm really looking to see how Valyouuu and Ratmilk both balance these starts to see who gets the advantage. But we apologize for the instant pause. We'll be right back.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't.
I missed you. Fisher, what do you think about where Ratmilk is sitting right now?
I think you said before we went into the pause that we've seen a whole ton of different starts. Don't think I've seen this one. I think the one I've liked the most has been mid and jungle doing the XP camp, speed buff, and red buff all at the same time, while solo kind of does her own blue. And yeah, 2 different starts for 2 teams. Ratmilk starts his speed, gonna run over to help the Baba Yaga with the red, I would assume. Right on the other side, yeah, Marka does his own speed, goes to the other speed. I'm gonna be really interested to see what happens here. A lot of people hitting level 2 though, so I guess all the starts working out just fine.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me is level 2 is hit. The poke isn't bad. I mean, you're fairly healthy. We did see Valyouuu head off right to the duo lane, speeding over on the speed god, but Dark Omen is backing up quickly, so I don't think Valyouuu is going to get any value out of this.
Probably not, but at the same time now, I think mid is always a topic of concern because we've seen in the season, junglers get so much more aggressive, they get aggressive early, but it's not going to be on to mid, it's going to be on to duo. Mercury just lurking in the jungle, waiting for an opening. There it is, CtrlAltIEat dashes forward.
The opening is on CarlosRyder, but can they find the kill? Carlos very low, but was able to get away and gonna survive for now. Valyouuu did not get anything incredible off of the gank, aside from some poke on Dark Omen, which Sanctified will certainly take and say thank you, but I'm sure they would have liked a lot more.
Probably would have, but luckily not gonna fall for a first death. On the flip side, it's now in the mid lane. This Valyouuu, as I blank on the name, is being poked out a lot. xNexamiss, oh, hope I'm saying that right. xNexamiss, that seems about right. Maybe looking for a big pluck, but instead Power takes a lot of damage. Late beads are gonna spell the first blood as Valyouuu does find the value. Hey, just like you said on the
Oh, let's go. Making me a truther, not a liar, but CtrlAltIEat could fall down. Hard to avoid the alley-oops, but the jolt is blocked from Leslord, and the root is good too! A support masterclass already level 3, and CtrlAltIEat gets to live to eat another day. May even be able to get a kill off of it. Ryder goes in, control falls low, STAILUS does find the kill, despite all the work from Leslord. Valyouuu blinks in with looking for a return kill, but doesn't get the damage onto STAILUS. They're getting it on CarlosRyder, dash forward from Leslord, misses. Ryder's gonna get the monolith up, dashes away. Root no good! Somebody kill Carlos! Major look hits! Carlos is juking out! STAILUS is coming over! Finally, he falls down to Valyouuu. Now Valyouuu turns for STAILUS, but Power is around the corner, looking to protect his ADC. STAILUS jolts forward, Valyouuu still looking for it. Control finds a kill onto STAILUS. Dashes forward, looking for Power. We got Baba Yaga under the duo lane tower. Craziness on the left side of the map.
Doesn't even begin to cover it. A wild kind of, I guess not first, but pretty much first big engagement of the game. Unfortunately for Dark Omen, don't know if chasing into the jungle was the call there. Regardless, shouldn't set them too far behind this early, as CtrlAltIEat was missing for most of that, so it doesn't get any assist credit. Gonna climb over STAILUS as xNexamiss gets a kill onto Ratmilk. Might be the first time that's been said all season.
The persistence there from the Hercules paid off after the blue buff invade from Ratmilk. And now next gonna contest with akat and gonna find the blue buff here. So blue buff for blue buff. You know, a notable change, we didn't even talk about this because we didn't notice, but akat over in solo, STAILUS and ADC, switching it around this game. And Nex is not letting akat have too much fun over here.
And I don't exactly hate the changes. Hercules Boulder doesn't quite find the damage to kill. I mean, akat last season, I think, was under the idea in Taka and played solo, unless I'm mistaken. So definitely
yes, akat is Taka backwards.
Okay, I knew that. I didn't know if they were different people or not. But yeah, I think played solo last... Oh, thank you. I think played solo last season. I haven't seen STAILUS in the ADC role, so I'd definitely be looking a little bit closer at that. But on the Ishtar, there's not a whole ton that can go wrong as Leslord lands a big pluck and a Merc dash in.
The Sonic Boom comes through, but only found CarlosRyder around the corner. STAILUS is doing good damage with Blades of Retribution, but will that good damage be enough to turn the fight? Does not appear so, but Sanctified is gonna peel back, and because there's no openings for anything else, and Ratmilk is on the way. No wards to know that. Although look at ChubbyOstrich being sneaky around the side, gonna head over the gank, and CarlosRyder is in really deep. Shell's already out. There's the monolith. Bosh finds it. Huge. Fear no evil hits 3. Sanctified still cleaning up though. Control brings down STAILUS. Ratmilk does find a kill for Dark Omen, but not what you want there. That fight went so poorly for Dark Omen, and all because of the rotation from ChubbyOstrich on the Opwash.
And this is kind of 2 straight engagements over there on the left side specifically that didn't go well. I mean, there was that small little mix-up between the Herc and the Hunbats that saw the Hunbats fall. Not necessarily something to be concerned about exactly for Dark Omen, but given that Gold Fury is normally the first objective, Pyro sometimes, a big fight like that in the next few minutes when CtrlAltIEat maybe has a damage item online could be a really, really big payoff for Sanctified. Definitely something to be careful of, but we talked about ADC build meta be kind of Leather Cal into Bloodforge. Not the case for either ADC, as they're going to go into Devourer's Gauntlet first. Don't know if I like that more, as Valyouuu dropping really low. No Sonic Boom, no beads, dead Mercury. The Hercules dash a little bit late, and Herc might fall as well.
Monolith gets the sun across, and Ratmilk with the overhead slam finds the kill onto xNexamiss. But let's peek at duo, because STAILUS having to play a bit of defense. Gonna succeed, be fine for now. Dark Omen, I mean, that was the best thing that's happened for them, and they just got to pick on a Herc. So not what we're used to seeing, but what I want to draw attention to is the amount of action for a Godlike game. We're already at 10 kills in 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
We normally hit 10 kills, I think, somewhere around the 25-minute mark, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it gotta be something crazy like that, and now it's gonna be a successful purple invade for Sanctified. And we do see the Ishtar take up the Bloodforge, so I guess gives us something more to look at as this game goes on, see the differences there. I gotta say, I'd still like to see a little bit of wards around the right-hand side. It could have really helped Sanctified there, not fall, could have cut out the rotation from the Hunbots, and certainly, I believe, was it the Terra that went into the tail end there, or was it the Baba Yaga from mid lane?
It was the Terra. Are you talking about the Monolith and solo? For the stun secure to next.
I guess that.
Oh, hang on. We're both getting interrupted. We don't get to think when there's a Ratmilk in the game. He goes aggressive. He jumps the root. STAILUS solos control. There's action everywhere, but in front of our screen, we've got Ratmilk and company looking for Leslord. Scarab's Blessing still hasn't been procced, and now the timer's run out, and Power gets rid of Leslord. The bug is pesky no more. Blink from Valyouuu made you look good by STAILUS. Now the rotations from Dark Omen, looking for the Mercury, looking for payback. Got the Y, but the house jump will help secure it. Double kill for Power. Can they get even more? Ratmilk goes in. Chubby backsteps the wall. Gets a kill onto Power in the back line. Well, Ratmilk does find a kill onto the Opwash.
And another kind of messy duo lane fight, as there might be another one here. Akat chasing down xNexamiss. No beads, big stun onto the Herc. Should find a dash and a stun.
Oh man, who's gonna get it? Minions are making a big difference here. Akat can heal, but so can Nex, and Nex can dash, and so can Akat, but Nex can kill, and no, Akat cannot.
Okay, Dr. Seuss, whatever you say there is the Hercules finally able to pick up the kill, and a really, really strong turnaround there from xNexamiss. I wasn't expecting it. I doubt Akat was either. STAILUS gets knocked up. And going back to that dual lane engagement, I don't know if I love that one for either team. I mean, both got a few kills out of it. That being said, I think Sanctified might have overextended a little. I don't know if Valyouuu losing their life to get an ADC that was 2 levels behind was necessarily worth it. But at the end of the day, both teams kind of fragged out there, so not too much harm done. And still, not a ton of focus on the objectives. Uh-oh, STAILUS uses ult early. Not going to have that CC immunity when Khepri comes around. Does have the beads, though.
Control's kind of far away, and STAILUS took the correct route there and kind of just dances around Leslord. So I guess he called that pretty early, but plenty safe. We do have some proxying out in solo. Akat definitely getting a bit bullied by Nex this game, but Ratmilk here looking to make the Hercules pay. Fear No Evil comes out first for some good damage onto Nex, and this Hercules is going to fall one way or another. Stun them all you want. There's still a tower between you and Freedom. Will the slow be enough? Surely it will, and yes it is. Ratmilk has a kill onto xNexamiss.
And I like giving that kill over to the jungler. Don't know if it was intentional. I mean, the Guan Yu had a lot of damage taking there. But all the same, jungler going to get an extra level. Because now Mark does have the first crit item, normally used to seeing that as a rage. But with the bladed boomerang buffs recently, I don't hate it from the Mercury. I'd still like to see get that rage built up, because I don't think you even have to go Deathbringer if that happens. You're just already going to have enough crit chance sitting at about 70. Now Valyouuu does take down one of the mid bastions, gets about 25 gold from that. Gonna help set him apart from Ratmilk there.
Yeah, Bladed Boomerang has been debated a lot. The passive is, it's interesting. It's weird to play off of. It does fall at your feet, which is good. The gold reduction from 2,500 to 2,350 is huge value. It's just a question of if you can make use of it early on and actually get that passive to function, which is still kind of what's up in the air, I think, with the item.
It's a talking point for sure, and I think luckily it's utilized a lot better on melee characters because of how easy it is to kind of scoop the fallen boomerangs. So I do like it on kind of those assassin styles. And now ChubbyOstrich maybe caught out in the jungle. Gold Fury gonna fall to Sanctified. It could be the Opwash falling as well. STAILUS taking damage. CarlosRyder gets credit for the kill. And wow, good escape by Ishtar.
That's a very good escape from Ishtar there, stopping it from being a 1-for-1 trade after the 1-for-1 objective trade. STAILUS is pushed up a bit. There's the blink from Valyouuu. Special delivery into the hands of CtrlAltIEat. Scarab's Blessing, and they're going to get the kill thanks to some nice, clean teamwork under the Tier 1 tower.
And admittedly, I don't know why STAILUS was pushed so far up under that tower. I don't think really expecting the turnaround there from Sanctified. The turnaround did happen. xNexamiss misses the knockup onto Akat.
Uh-oh. Shards are popped.
Wow.
He sidestepped that. that was going to be disaster. Still going for it. Control Ren into Ratmilk, and Ratmilk's on a Ratmilk rampage. Not going to be the first time I say it. Not anywhere near the last time I say that. It's crazy that this game feels so even and back and forth, but somehow underneath our noses, Ratmilk still finds himself on a rampage.
And I gotta say, I love the play there from CtrlAltIEat for one reason. I think 9 out of 10 times you would see the Jingwei beads try to get up into the ult. Really good knowledge, knowing there was nothing they could do in that situation to avoid death. Keeps the ultimate up, keeps the beads up. I really like that from CtrlAltIEat, because even though they die, you're still going to be able to be aggressive. Same level as STAILUS, same KD. Nothing to worry about there from the Jingwei, and a really good, I think, disciplined play is the word I'm looking for.
And disciplined is kind of the name of the game of Godlike, right? That's supposed to be the difference, because mechanical skill does have a cap. Competitive play in brains is what has the infinite ceiling, and that's what we're supposed to be looking for and finding in Godlike.
Is indeed, and about all these players, pretty near the mechanical cap. I feel like Dark Omen may be overstepping a little bit. They have CtrlAltIEat in the back. What on earth?
And the pings are revealing Control's location. The pre-beads on the dash away should be safe. But Dark Omen had blood in their sights, not going to chase it all the way. CarlosRyder's hanging out with Chubby and Leslord. And going aggressive because now Ratmilk's here. There's Fear No Evil, and ChubbyOstrich's health bar just vanished before our eyes. They're going to proc the Scarab's Blessing. They don't care at all. 2 picks for Dark Omen in the jungle.
2 really good picks, and now STAILUS may be looking over toward Valyouuu. I think probably wise to just let it go away. In Tier 2 tower, I don't think there's much threat of falling there. Now we're going to see the team split up a little bit, kind of in a tough spot. There's no Gold Fury, no Pyromancer on the map. So I think probably just doing the right thing, retreating a little bit, getting their own farm, it's going to allow them to step out a little bit into lanes when this Pyro spawns without having to worry about missing too much XP on the back end.
And XP is going to be the name of the game because when it's back and forth like this, you need every advantage you can get. And this new season is designed around the idea of allowing nobody to snowball and to keep the games even. And what we're seeing in the some of the complaints that you can see if you dig enough through the slums of Reddit is that people are upset because it feels like the games are so even that one team fight leads to the end. But for me, that's when Smite is at its peak of entertainment.
It really can be. I'm kind of glad that the snowballs are gone, but at the same time, seeing a team get a lead and kind of run with it, especially at this level of play, I don't think is going to be uncommon. I mean, these players have probably been on PTS the second it got released. They definitely going to have a grasp on how it feels this season, but now Pyromancer spawning, Oni Fury going to be coming up as well. If you're Dark Omen, realistically, we saw it last time, you're only going to get one of these objectives. The players are smart. They know they're going to spread out. Would you go for an Oni Fury or a Pyro in this case? I think it'd have to be the Oni Fury, right? Big Sonic
I
Boom,
might
man.
go for a STAILUS fish, but Valyouuu going to dash wide right of STAILUS, and now he's getting stunned out. Blades of Retribution only finds a home onto Leslord, and Dark Omen does not have the opportunity yet that they thought they might, but they are going to poke around Oni Fury. And Dark Omen loves to fight, so does Sanctified, so it's going to break out. It's going to break out quick. Valyouuu is the current target, but he blinks away from Ratmilk before the monkey toss could hit. And we've got ourselves a 4v4 in the duo lane at 15 minutes.
I probably didn't expect this until a little bit later on, but happening regardless. Or an afterthought, big blink from Ratmilk, finds a double ult, and ChubbyOstrich is just dropping in the back.
Scarab's Blessing, though, brings him back to the wall. But can Chubby survive much longer than that? Power says no with the house. And they find a big kill onto the Outplash. Sanctified looking to turn a fight around. They go in, and they've got 2 members low, and Leslord gets a credit for the kill on the support. Support mains rise up. Can the support get away in the form of CarlosRyder? Akat here on defense runs into his solo lane opponent and has to get on the horse to try to create some space. But guess what? It worked out. Dark Omen actually able to get out of dodge.
Very lucky to get out of there alive. I think more than that kind of keeps the pressure up. xNexamiss now getting a little bit aggressive. I'd normally say it's a misstep, but I don't see the Hurricane dying here. A lot of damage coming from Baba Yaga. Yo, should get something on the back end, though.
Uh-oh, gotta be careful, because power's dropping quick. Gonna have to get out of there. That was frightening. We saw the Horrific Emblem come out from akat, because they really wanted that Hercules kill, but it just did not go their way.
And the Horrific Emblem, it's something I don't see picked up a whole ton, even by the supports, who I think it's a little bit more traditional on than the solo laner. I think it's certainly not a bad relic. It has its moments. That being said, I think something like Beads would probably be a lot better here. There's a ton of big CC on the side of Sanctified. I mean, you got a big knock up and a dash from Hercules, Sonic Boom from Merc, the pluck from Khepri.
The 1v1 and the left, the Blades of Retribution comes out, but is it just a stall tactic because CarlosRyder was peeking? No, it's not. But look in the back, it's a Guan Yu, surprise, it's a solo. CtrlAlt gonna just get out of there. Sonic Boom comes through, hits 3 members, and does big numbers to STAILUS. But Valyouuu can't quite commit just yet, but the Excavate can. Valyouuu now a Scarab's Blessing on top. He does die, gets brought back to Leslord. Trying to turn around, runs into STAILUS, but STAILUS makes him pay for it. Now the fight turns to Dark Omen, and xNexamiss is getting stunned out, dropping low. Can they find it? Here comes the house from Power on the Baba Yaga. Double kill for both mid laners. the mid laners here. The story from nowhere, just doing ridiculous amounts of damage in these team fights.
This is the most godlike set I think I've seen in my life.
To their credit, they're still getting objectives.
They are. Love to see it. I think might have missed an opportunity earlier, but regardless, still going to go down in the end. There's a good old classic Ratmilk blink. ChubbyOstrich beads, not going to save his life. Had the Aegis up, I think just wisely decided not to use it. The same thing as CtrlAltIEat. I don't see a scenario in that fight where even if you use relics, use ult, that you live.
Yep. Just like you said, just Ratmilk things there. Like we talked about, like this game has felt so even. But at the same time, look at the jungle. 19, level 17, 7-1 in the Hoombots. Doesn't even feel like that. It just happens. And that's kind of what Sanctified's dealing with. And I will say, they're using the strategy you and I have been asking for. Go around Ratmilk. Try to kill everybody else, because good luck dealing with with Hoombots. But if you kill his team, then I guarantee you can kill the Hoombots.
Definitely is not as strong on their own as compared to a team, but I think while we have a slight break in action, as of course there's going to be a little bit of poking. Yep, okay.
Just kidding, Fish. They said be quiet. Sanctified looking for some good damage on Dark Omen. Only found some poke onto Power. Dark Omen's here, and Ratmilk wants to make plays happen. Monkey Toss comes through. Fear no evil follows. Scarab's Blessing does find a home on to ChubbyOstrich. The undead have been unleashed, but is that enough to keep ChubbyOstrich alive? So far it is. Sonic Boom comes through. Ratmilk does find a kill onto ChubbyOstrich, but Ratmilk doesn't last too long. Big shutdown bounty for control on the Jing Wei. And Dark Omen finds themselves retreating after Sanctified turns the fight, and akat still getting poked out. Valyouu's here as well. They're going to look for Valyouuu. He may have overstepped. Falls down. CarlosRyder gets a credit. Akat low, airstrike not needed. xNexamiss found the kill without them. Somehow, that ended up in a 2-for-2? How?
I mean, again, not necessarily a sloppy team fight, but really back and forth. And I think before I talk about builds, because I still do want to do that. Oh, no, please. Thank you, Carlos.
Let's go.
Okay. We're good. I was gonna say, STAILUS keeps using the loop shot in the Ishtar form. We normally see the spread arrow one where you got a couple out to the side. Yeah, would like to see him utilize that a little bit more. But I think looking at the builds, we talked before the game about the ADC paths. And we're really seeing the differences here, and I love seeing this from STAILUS at dominance early. It's gonna be so much better onto towers, but ChubbyOstrich just, oh my gosh.
There's nothing you can do. In that scenario, Ratmilk just found ChubbyOstrich without purification beads. So clean death. Monkey Toss a bit off the mark, so does not go in onto control. They did not steal away the purple buff, but they picked up ChubbyOstrich, which is massive for Dark Omen.
Is to say the least, and I mean, just Ratmilk doing Ratmilk things. Chubby never stood a chance in that one. Gotta feel bad for the Pois there, and I think going back to the desk again, like we talked about, it was gonna be key to shut that down. That lack of maneuverability, didn't have the beads up, so it's kind of a verified death. But I think having the dominance online for that Eshar, it's gonna allow her to do so much more to these towers if they're able to scoop up this fire giant than the Jing Wei could. And also, it kind of looks like there's a lack of anti-heal from Sanctified. They only have a Contagion, but I really like the Blighted Donk pickup from the Khepri. I think allows them a lot more freedom with the build while still kind of shutting down that Guan Yu and the Terra.
Those are both going to be massive. We also see the upgraded Deathbringer on Valyouuu, which should prove to be huge. Ratmilk, Fear No Evil off the mark after the dash from xNexamiss, making Ratmilk miss. And Dark Omen doesn't quite have the same opening for this fight they have throughout the game. ChubbyOstrich getting poked out heavily from STAILUS, but the alley-oops over the wall couldn't quite find a home. So a lot of poke from both sides, but no kills for either side. Dark Omen is in a slightly more advantageous spot to set up for fire, though.
STAILUS making me eat my words from last time. I guess alley-oop worked a lot better than shotgun there. Fire Giant started. I think the play would definitely be to drop this with xNexamiss around the back, finds a stun on the STAILUS, and that is the play. Say, oh, go for the Herc.
And Herc's dropping, but Herc's still sustaining. Can xNexamiss even get out of there, and could this be a bait? Sanctified trying to make good use of it. The Frenzy's been popped by Dark Omen, but they're not finding a lot of value out of it quite yet. CtrlAltIEat gonna get on out of there. Leslord going for support, but guess what? Value needed it too. Power also gets a kill. ChubbyOstrich drops power in return and quickly, but now Posh, no movement abilities, but Scarab's Blessing was still up. ChubbyOstrich trying to die. Can he die in time? He won't die in time. Dash from akat cleans up the kill onto the Posh. Dark Omen takes out 3 members, only loses 1. Control might be able to get mid tier 2. They're going to get solo tier 2, and now they're going to ping for Phoenix. Control is going to get tier 2. Control might push for Phoenix, but akat going to say, get out of here, Jingwei. Solo lane Phoenix does fall on Sanctified. Dark Omen, big victory here late in the game.
Ooh, and is Control going to get the back? Oh, barely escapes
Wow.
the Guan Yu there in Dark Omen's jungle, and a really strong play from Dark Omen. I was about to flame him a little because they used so many ultimates, so many relics onto that Hercules, and just didn't kill him. But they do clean the rest of the fight up around it, so I guess it all does work out in the end. But now they have to back because of low health bars. It's going to allow Sanctified to get another aggressive position onto this Fire Giant. You saw them play a little bit reflexive. That is 100% not a word last time, but I think going to be able to be a lot more aggressive from the get-go this time around.
Charts are telling a better story than we ever could. Dark Omen has taken a big momentum shift away from Sanctified after a very back-and-forth game, and they're putting in the work behind it. Sanctified's got to figure something out here. They got to look for some kind of outmaneuver of Dark Omen, because I think that's their opening.
It's probably going to have to be, I mean, their team comp is still strong. Even from behind, they can do some damage, but I think there's one thing they haven't been doing this game that they really need to, and that is set up for Valyouuu. I mean, not finding a ton of openings, and on Merc can just make them pay so badly if there's a lot of big CC landed.
A split push from 2 carries. Dark Omen gets the Fire Giant. Sanctified does not have all members here, but they weren't pushed up enough for Dark Omen to make them pay. It will be a Primal Fury, but Sanctified choosing not even to contest that Fire Giant.
And they're playing it really, really smart. I mean, they used a Herc boulder for it. That's about all I would have done. Maybe an Empty the Crypts from ChubbyOstrich. But they get a really good split push to tier 2 tower, and they force Dark Omen to back. Now the only thing is, they've kind of allowed them the time to go over here to left lane. I'd like to see Merc clear out a right. It's going to take all 5 members to stop this Phoenix push.
I agree, and I think Merc or Jingwei would both be a decent play here to deal with that wave, but time is running out on that quickly. I've been trying to spit this out all game, but I will say, you've opened a dangerous door, Fisheroo, with the Dr. Seuss comment, and expect that to come back to bite you at some point.
Okay.
You're going to hear a Dr. Seuss Ryan come out mid-team fight, and it's going to shock you.
Tell you what, if you don't call me Fisheroo again, uh-oh, Ratmilk, really good beads onto Valyouuu. Hate to have that extended, but the Merc's going to get away. No tier 2 tower for the Hunbots. But now, Sonic Boom's expended. That would be a really, really strong initiation tool here for Sanctified that unfortunately they don't have anymore.
And they need everything they can get. We've seen that in every single team fight so far. Fire minions are at the Titan, so Sanctified has to react, or they got to make a play. They've got to do one or the other. They can't keep waiting this out. Dark Omen going to walk at the Phoenix with the Fire minions pouring into Titan. Valyouuu goes back to defend the Titan. Dark Omen actually finding themselves being the ones getting poked out after the crypts have been emptied. Now 2 get pulled in from Dark Omen. Valyouuu is saved by Scarab's Blessing, and this fight is turned on its head, favoring Sanctified. Blades the Retribution from STAILUS to try to save CarlosRyder, but now STAILUS is left alone. And the shotgun autos create some time. Dark Omen shockingly being allowed to heal, though. Sanctified could have looked to push that out.
It would have been close. I don't know if I would have loved the push out, because they're going to be able to sustain that close to the fountain a lot easier. Ratmilk, oh my gosh, massive.
Gets caught, though, and Bloodforge passive, and the attack speed favors the Mercury that time. There's one thing nobody can do, it's 1v1 a Mercury late game in Smite.
Not even Ratmilk. I mean, to his credit, hit the slam
close.
for about 1,500 damage.
It was
so
close.
And alley-ooping right over all the Cyclops is STAILUS. But now they're disengaging. I think this is the smart call, because honestly, you got a pretty decent lead, not really in gold. 4,000 30 minutes in is kind of a nothing lead, in my opinion. Like, everybody's going to have most of their build online. The only real big difference we see is in the supports. But now, Dark Omen, they can kind of wait a little bit. Sanctified, they're not behind too bad in gold or XP, but they're behind a lot in map pressure and momentum. Dark Omen has a little bit of freedom here to do what they want. I'd have to imagine it's a pyro into a setup of fire.
There's really not many more options on the table. One thing these godlike teams do not do is fire giant dance. They push those fire giants and they don't wait around for them. So it's going to be hard. It's really going to be a matter of who sets up first, I think.
In all likelihood, it should be Dark Omen. The Hercules is over there to contest, so may not be. And that's the one really refreshing thing to see from Godlike. I feel like it always becomes a big topic the later games go, the fire giant dances. There's none of that here. They either get the fire giant or they get a kill, and it's great. xNexamiss gets hit by the pillar, though. A lot of damage onto the Herc.
But he gets revived by the battle bug. Dark Omen gets the pyromancer. Scarce blessing expended. Hercules is alive, and Control almost got to Phoenix. So overall, Sanctified kind of pulled through there.
It indeed. Now Sanctified. The Herc's gonna back, so maybe not, but I was about to say they're gonna have a really big advantage. The Jingwei's gonna get there a lot quicker than the Hanbots is. They have about 10 seconds where they can force a fight, and they do just that. Leslord with the pluck onto akat. Gets out, though. Sonic Boom hits one in the back.
Ratmilk finds a big kill on a Valyouuu. Dark Omen very split up right now, and Sanctified's looking to take advantage. CtrlAltIEat brings down power, and now Sanctified has a huge advantage here between health bars, positioning. Everything's going well, and xNexamiss is still committing for STAILUS. Excavate, not gonna find him, but I love the commitment. And what did that do? That bought Sanctified time to get the fire giant. Can Ratmilk and akat turn it around again? Akat's already in the pit. Ratmilk blinks away from getting knocked up as akat's in deep. Ratmilk goes on control. But you can't beat crit damage right now. Ratmilk does find the kill, but not before Sanctified gets the fire giant. This is huge for Sanctified, but they've fallen low. Can Dark Omen make them pay for what they've done? Carlos is trying to make it happen, but STAILUS can only find Hercules. And the damage is no good, but the damage is real good from ChubbyOstrich. And Valyouuu has fallen. STAILUS should be next. 13-18 off of the jolt, but xNexamiss couldn't care less. Brings down Ishtar.
And, I mean, in all likelihood, CarlosRyder falls here. Boulder not gonna get the double. I think xNexamiss gets his kill, right? He has to.
Now he does, I think. I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend I know anything about this current meta. Oh, hang on. Other side of the map. Valyouuu just ran into power and deleted him completely. It was borderline one basic attack. Carlos still trying to get away from xNexamiss. Can Carlos escape from Michael Myers? Does? Oh my god, he does it! Ratmilk's here to help his support get away. Who's the support? It's Ratmilk right now. Unbelievable.
The Herc missed 2 separate knockups there, but bought so much time for Sanctified, who are now on the left Phoenix. Oh, Valyouuu gets stunned.
It's a good position for Ratmilk, but he didn't have Fear No Evil up. He had to use it to save CarlosRyder, and now Dark Omen's paying for not having that ultimate available. Sanctified is making plays at the Phoenix. Look at the damage done to STAILUS! That's how Bosch for you. Bring him back in the meta. That's what we love to see. And Sanctified is sieging the Phoenix, and there's nothing Dark Omen can do about it currently. That's going to be a big Phoenix lost for the boys in blue.
And now Sanctified know the correct time to disengage. Gonna head back, probably take a few buffs, and the Primal Fury. It's smart. I mean, it'd still be a 4v4, and they do have 2 EFGs, but on a Phoenix, I don't love that, especially staring down a Fear No Evil. definitely the smart move, and now they're going to open it up to this Oni Fury. If this game goes another 5 minutes, which, to be honest, I don't really see it going that far. I think it's going to be a big team fight and an end in the next 2 minutes or when this Fire Giant spawns. But if it does go that far, the team that's ahead is going to have a really good opportunity to push or defend with those Oni waves.
This game has been so back and forth consistently. I think this is exactly the definition, an example of what this meta is trying to achieve, like it or not. And I will say it's enjoyable. My fear here for both sides is simply who's got the better team fight, and it's so hard to tell because it's just all positioning, and akat's positioning may have failed currently. Sonic Boom gonna delete the Guan Yu. That's a gigantic pickup for Sanctified.
It is, and that could spell the end for Dark Omen. It may sound a little bit dramatic, but not having that Guan Yu, we've already seen CarlosRyder has been playing aggressive on the Terra, but without that solo laner to kind of complement Ratmilk, he's going to be forced in a much more defensive role here. Sanctified know it's going to be hard for Dark Omen to step onto the Fire Giant, so they're just going to start pushing down. I'd like to see them go for a Phoenix push before they fall back. I don't know if they're gonna, though.
Yeah, there's not much to get. It looks like they're gonna prepare for the fire. Dark Omen's aware of it as well. So this next Fire Giant, this next EFG fight will more than certainly decide the game.
It should, and luckily for Sanctified, they do have fire minions pushing down in the left lane. They know Dark Omen is going to be forced to back at some point from this fight. So we're going to see, I think, would be the only situation for an extended Fire Giant dance. xNexamiss takes a little bit of poke. Guan Yu is at base, so Dark Omen's going to have a chance. Fire Giant dropping fast.
Sanctified gets the Fire Giant. Opwash has brought down Ratmilk. That's gigantic right now for Sanctified, getting rid of that Hoombots and all that he brings to the fight. But what else can they get off of it? They got EFG, they got 5 members, and they're ready to go. And look at the health bar of akat. It's gone. STAILUS has also fallen down. xNexamiss gets credit for the kill onto akat. And now it's a 5v2, and they've got EFG. Power taking a lot of damage. I don't think Baba Yaga's escaping today. Sonic Boom assures it. Sanctified has one person standing in their way, and it's CarlosRyder on the Terra, and I am not quite feeling the odds here for Dark Omen. Sanctified doesn't even care. They're walking right at the Titan. CarlosRyder will give it his best effort, but he could not find it. Opwash, ChubbyOstrich, and Sanctified on the battlefield. They truly shine. With their skills and strategy in place, they've taken game 1 at a lightning pace. We'll be right back in the desk.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn.
Hello and welcome back. Give me Opwash every single game. That was so exciting to watch. Incredibly back and forth game, but ultimately Sanctified gets the better of Dark Omen in game number 1.
They really do, and admittedly, I don't know how big of an impact the Opwash was throughout the game. We didn't see a whole ton of ramping stuns off the heels in case, unless we just missed it. That being said, though, did the damage, I think, highest in the lobby, just surpassing Ratmilk on the Humbots, so I wouldn't hate a run back for game number 2.
I wouldn't either. I mean, and what are you going to do if you're Dark Omen? Are you going to have the audacity to ban Opwash? I mean, I wouldn't put it past anybody. And I'm not saying it'd be a bad move. It's just, you're banning Opwash. You know? It's almost a mental defeat.
It's a hard sell to do, for sure. I personally wouldn't ban it. Maybe if it goes to second phase. I don't really know if the Opwash is worthy of a top 3 pickup. ChubbyOstrich definitely made it look like it was, but even if it wasn't the Opwash, imagine if it was like a Merlin or something with that lead, could still do a lot of damage. The one thing I'm kind of drawn to is a number of wards. For this being a Godlike game, there's a surprising number of wards for a 36-minute game that are in the double digits.
Yeah, that is surprising. I mean, at the same time, they were fighting so much. Maybe they just didn't have time to back and buy the wards with all the the brawling that was taking place.
Yeah, I mean, a fast-paced game, fast-paced decisions maybe could have slipped the mind a bit. That being said, the intuition from these teams, they were at the same place so many times that I don't know how big a difference it would have made. It's going to be interesting to see if it's more along the same in Game 2 as Dark Omen going to try to push it to Game 3. So we'll see you back in desk for picks and bans.
Pull another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had, yeah. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart. And all I have is another of your cigarettes lit, but not a single fuck left to give. I could explode, I feel like gasoline when you're mad at me. Lit a match in the wind, so I'm asking please. I try to cope, go through the motions, no, I got a noose around my throat. Fuck, I love you, but I know that I should let you go. Situations got me pressed and I'm on overload. I'm on overload, so another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like.
Hello and welcome back to the Smite Draft League. We have Game 2 ready to go, and man, Game 1 was a shocking one. Back and forth, but Dark Omen, who have been sitting at the top of the leaderboards in Godlike all season, lose a game to Sanctified.
And I gotta say, I'd almost expect a bounce back here from Dark Omen. Sanctified looked good, but Dark Omen just kind of uncharacteristically, I'm not gonna say fell apart, but he definitely had a really strong lead going into that game, but they fumbled it on the left Phoenix. And I mean, Smite removed some no-ball mechanics, but it certainly looked like Sanctified were doing that, just kind of finding every alley back into that game.
And it's kind of what we talked about too with the Reddit slums, the one big team fight that could change things. We saw it. It was at the Fire Giant, like you said. It kind of fell apart, and it felt like Sanctified, while they couldn't necessarily control Dark Omen, they were able to outmaneuver Dark Omen at the perfect times and consistently.
They really were, and we're not going to see a whole ton of switch up in bans. The only difference is going to be a Khepri instead of a Maui. And the Hercules pickup, I don't mind that at all. I think the Hercules from xNexamiss was really, really good, and I think hopefully akat should be able to pilot it the same. I think still look good on Valyouuu, but just maybe not as big of an impact as the Herc
Hell
was.
made it through bans.
Ooh.
That could be spicy. We have not gotten, at least I have not gotten to see Hell and Godlike yet, so this could be a pretty spicy pick. It's for the taking. I have to assume ChubbyOstrich has one in the chambers. It's just will be brought out here, and if not, will be taken on the other side.
I mean, after Chubby pulls out the Opwash, you gotta imagine there's a ton of weird picks in the bag, but not gonna see the hell yet. Maybe waiting till pick 3, and I'd really like it here with a Terra lock-in. I mean, I think it just makes sense to go lean more into the healer aspect. They're gonna be building anti-heal anyway, might as well give them something to build it for. And a CERN lock-in, not used to seeing that over the Ishtar, but you know, I'm a CERN fan. I think he's still really good in this meta. And I mean, aggressive early on, Bloodforge, if it's still built first item, absolutely enhances that playstyle.
Yeah, the attack speed's going to be a nice addition alongside just the obvious lifesteal. And then we saw the passive be utilized consistently by everybody who had it in game number 1. It's just the value is out of control. Does look like we're going to see Jingwei get taken away from control and go to the duo lane for Dark Omen. So nice response there to the Kernanos. I feel like Jingwei does handle Kernanos okay.
Definitely does. I mean, if Kernanos decides to kind of close that gap with the dash, real easy knockup for Jingwei. And I think as much as people like to use it as an escape tool, it does a lot of damage. It's easy to cancel, so you can go straight into the heavy hitting glaive autos at short distance. It's such a good tool for engage. I think a pretty solid counter and a pick we haven't seen in a while, but one I like. It's the Acne.
Yep. You and Nooblet both are probably freaking out about the Agni getting locked in for power in the mid lane for Dark Omen. You know, something we see from Dark Omen pretty consistently, there's been a couple of times where they haven't, that I find really interesting. They don't pick their jungler until very late in the draft every single time.
I mean, I don't think they have to though. We've seen Ratmilk pilot
Yeah.
just about anything. It kind of makes you wonder though, like what would happen if they got one of those really high value junglers? Like if they get a Susano, I'm assuming, I guess kind of assuming that Sanctified would ban out the Hanbots in the second phase. Like, sure they still won against it, but Ratmilk looked downright scary in that mid game on the monkey.
It's hard to, oh my god, let's forget what I was going to say. Let's talk about Anubis, the puppy walking at you on all twos.
I absolutely love it, and I admittedly don't really know how much the walking kind of changes it at this level. It's easy to land CC. Terra's got a pretty big mix of it, so you can hit the one anyway. But just being able to kind of dodge the abilities make yourself a little bit harder to hit, as well as there were significant reductions to lifesteal in this new patch. Anubis, with his passive, kind of does away with that. He still feels like the old Anubis.
And that was something that a lot of people kind of looked past when we saw it done. We saw a lot of decreases, like you said. The healing increase per stack was reduced from 33 to 20%. The damage tick was decreased. It's I think it's 20% of your magical power now. So some big changes there for Anubis. And to kind of touch back and go back a little bit, what are you looking for in the jungle here? Because there's so many options, and I feel like we've seen Ratmilk play a variety. So what are you looking for?
It's a little bit hard to say. I'd honestly love to see a Susano. Off the top of my head, can't remember if Susano got nerfed in the latest patch, but it's kind of one of those top tier junglers that we see sliding a little bit. I mean, the Neja's banned out, the Thor's banned out. I think wise to take out the Mercury since they're going to pick second in this phase. I think the Susano's still a really good character, really strong knockup, especially onto the Terra and the CERN. I mean, I don't believe Anubis can get knocked up in his one, but I could be wrong. Am I incorrect?
You're gonna make me fact check my Anubis gameplay? That's rough for me.
That's what you get for rhyming.
I believe he is knockup immune in his one. I'll die on that hill.
You
Yes,
know, I'll
he's
go up on the
immune to
hill with you.
knockback while channeling, and he moves at 50%.
Okay, yeah, so maybe that kind of limiting them from the Susano, and it's going to be an Achilles pick. I love this pick. It should go to the solo lane. I think it'd be smart, but still has that flex potential. Say if Ratmilk pulls out something they weren't expecting, or even the big support pick, still a lot of maneuverability there. And on the flip side, we've talked about the jungle a little bit. Are there still any big supports that you'd like to see? I think one stands out to me. Not the one that suffered though.
Yeah, I was thinking Maui also. Yeah.
We're geniuses?
Are we? Lock it in, Carlos. Make us truthers. Oh man.
Oh, baby.
Talk about the
It
god of
happened.
death. The Thanatos is gonna be. I mean, don't get me wrong. All respects to Akat, formerly Taka. Season 1 had a nasty Thanatos, but Ratmilk on the Thanatos. This is frightening for Sanctified. Thanatos' changes alone are enough to be frightened. You've got a reduced cooldown on Death Scythe. Hovering Death is a 1.5 second stun. Oh boy, I'm secondhand frightened.
And as much as I love this Thanatos, especially in Ratmilk's hand, it makes me like the Anubis even more. If you get within execute threshold, you press 4.
Good point.
No, you're not. You're back to full health. So I
Ooh, the
think it just kind of adds to
Ratatasker,
the value.
yes.
Also, another good pick, getting up into the air. I could be wrong on this one as well. I think Ratatasker in the sky can outlast Thanatos in terms of duration, but we're going to see Camazotz. Another god
Maybe.
with decent escape. No, we're not. There's a Susano.
You were right the first time. Sasano gets locked in from Sanctified, and look, I'm not much of a betting man, but if you got money on this game, I'd feel pretty confident putting it on the Ratmilk Thanatos combination. But we'll have to see. We'll be right back with game number 2 between Dark Omen and Sanctified.
Pull another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had, yeah. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart. And all I have is another of your cigarettes lit, but not a single fuck left to give. I could explode, I feel like gasoline when you're mad at me. Lit a match in the wind, so I'm asking please. I try to cope, go through the motions, no, I got a noose around my throat. Fuck, I love you, but I know that I should let you go. Situations got me pressed and I'm on overload. I'm on overload, so another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had, yeah. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking
Hello and welcome back. The buffs have dropped in. Dark Omen versus Sanctified. Round 2. Let's do it.
It's gonna be a fun one to say the least. We're gonna see this new start. I think Ratmilk. No, they're still opposite. I thought Ratmilk was adapting the one that the Susano did and go speed to speed. Not gonna be the case. I gotta say, I like Sanctified start considerably more than I like Dark Omen's.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think this early game is going to really be the difference maker for that particular storyline here.
It really should be, and now the one thing that Sanctified allows also, it allows Susano to get aggressive G's onto the duo lane. We saw Mercury last game kind of hover around. Susano not kind of just chasing down STAILUS, who's half HP but gonna have to pull off. Instead, it's gonna be Power waiting in the alley. ChubbyOstrich.
And they don't go for the gank on duo. Oh, hang on. We got a big fight breaking out in solo. Akat dropping down low. Next wants the solo kill. Will he find it? Shards are getting popped, but Akat has found safety and gets the knock-up! It's a 1-for-1!
That is awesome by Akat. Great turnaround, making the old Herc player look like the new one. Valyouu's gonna fall. ChubbyOstrich sustaining up, should die at the tail end of this. Oh, Power barely alive, but Chubby gets under tower.
Yeah, nice escape there for the Anubis. I'm still getting over what we saw in solo, but now we gotta look at duo as STAILUS is down low, but the Fisherman's Hook brings back Leslord. CarlosRyder says, get off my ADC, I'll die for it, I don't care. And you might not even die for it. The Bramble gets the root, but the damage was not there on the follow-up.
Very unfortunate if you're a Sanctified fan. Dark Omen duo lane gets away just fine. Luckily for the Jingwei, has the time to back and get right back out there, but now Ratmilk creeping into duo again. ChubbyOstrich has a level lead, but not an HP lead, dropping so low.
But gets cut off, and Ratmilk finds ChubbyOstrich. Valyouuu does find a kill in return onto the Agni, but Valyouu's gonna level down on Ratmilk, and Ratmilk's got damage for days, and the Scythe cooldown helps bring a double kill into Ratmilk's pockets.
And the Susano never stood a chance. Just really strong gank by Ratmilk, and getting the lifesteal off too. I was a little bit worried for the follow-up fight after. Valyouuu, good jungler on a strong pick, just not quite able to deal with Thanatos' kit. STAILUS gets a dash away. Doesn't have to use beads either.
CarlosRyder falling down very low. Can he escape to the safety of the tower? He does. So does STAILUS. Sanctified getting frustrated again, surely, at the luck of the dual lane. Dark Omen invading like it's their own blue buff. Just waiting for it to spawn. Casually, Ratmilk and akat ready for the onlookers. There's the stun on to xNexamiss. He's taking big damage. Valyouu's here. Jetstream's doing work. Stormkata should find it. One basic, it's there. Valyouuu gets a nice kill onto Ratmilk, just what the doctor ordered for the Susano.
Getting a little bit of revenge on the back end always has to feel good. I think we might have missed it in all the chaos jumping around, but STAILUS, the double knockup to save CarlosRyder's life under tower was absolutely insane. Love seeing those plays where the ADC turns into the support for a few seconds. Always a joy to see, but now I think Maui kind of has to fall back here. I don't see them surviving. If the dual lane gets aggressive, gonna back indeed, and now it's gonna be Sanctified waiting for Dark Omen.
The Ooga Boogas come back. What will the return be like? Hovering Death will be the return. Ratmilk finds another kill and another double. 4 kills already for the Thanatos.
Off to a great start. I don't think Sanctified were picturing that when they tried to turn on the Hercules, but it happens just the same now. 4-1, 4 minutes in. That's what we like to see with Thanatos, and we normally kind of think about it getting aggressive as soon as they hit level 5. Been aggressive from minute 1. Shouldn't slow down at all either. I don't think Dark Omen played through Ratmilk a ton last game, just kind of left him on his own devices to go get kills. I'd love to see them kind of pivot and have him set the aggression during this round.
Yeah, and I think that, I mean, Hoombots, you can't really beat the initiation of Hoombots with Fear No Evil, but Thanatos kind of brings it in a different way with the new duration of Hovering Death. A 1.5 second stun gives Ratmilk the option of either being that 1v1 dominating character or setting up the team fights, a matter of what he wants. Blink in from Valyouuu, he blinks into the silence. Jetstream into Ratmilk, Hovering Death for the response. Will he find a solo kill? There's the blink forward. Ratmilk considering it, goes back to safety, turns around, off to the side, can't quite find Valyouuu. Valyouu's still alive, Ratmilk blinks in, and on the reinitiation, finds the kill on Ratmilk, and gets a double kill on ChubbyOstrich!
The timing from the Maui leap to stun him the second he got out of the piercing gaze was absolutely incredible. Great play by CarlosRyder. And I said it last game, I'll say it again. Discipline is CtrlAltIEat, dropping low. Gonna have to hold my point. Dash away. Gonna save the CERN's life.
And that's huge because Ratmilk was lurking, and you do not want to give any more kills to the Thanatos. Already has 6. akat and xNexamiss trading blows again, but the dash shot the mark from akat. xNexamiss finds his stun, gets the reset on the dash. It's going to be close. Knockup does not bring in xNexamiss to akat, and Valyouu's on the rotation. Wards didn't spot it out for akat, so he may push up too far, and Valyouu's going to look to make him pay. Heal gets popped from akat in preparation, and he finds Susano with time. Valyouuu is under the tower. Typhoon for the kill, but the tower helps akat get one in return.
And you gotta think that has to be
no.
a tiny misplay from xNexamiss. Probably wanted to tank the first shot. Uh-oh. But, okay. Well,
Hovering Death from Ratmilk. The god of death himself on the landing gets another kill to Rampage for the Thanatos.
Bye, Achilles. I mean, just... there's nothing you can do there. Maybe if xNexamiss has the ult, can time it so you CC immune the Thanatos ult and you get a little bit of distance. Even so, that's kind of playing with fire. And you know when you have more kills than there are minutes in the game, you're doing a good job. So Ratmilk definitely feeling himself in this game number 2. And it's the kind of turnaround you needed for Dark Omen. Did great in game 1, obviously, but I don't know if it looked this comfortable kind of reached a point where he was struggling in the 1v1s.
Yeah, and you know, I'm gonna interrupt your point when something popped in my head because I want you to hear it. Oh, I'm gonna have to wait. STAILUS getting poked out. Actually, I'll be fine to say it. Ratmilk on Thanatos. Find me a more demented Dr. Seuss book than that.
I don't think that's a Dr. Seuss book. That's like a horror movie,
Oh?
you know, where they say at the beginning, based on true events.
Oh, we'll see what we can do as we get later in the game. Value
I'm
does
sure you'll
secure.
have many more rhymes.
Value secures the shield buff. Dark Omen gets a minute to breathe in their duo lane. Sanctified had an opening to maybe sneak a Gold Fury at 7 minutes, and we've seen that before in Godlike, but not this time quite. Value looked for poke and power, but the rain fire dropped Sasano very low, and he had to dash on out.
Ooh, and now Leslord maybe a little bit too far. Gets a root. That should spell the end of that engagement. I don't see Ratmilk sacrificing an ult here for a kill. Oh my gosh.
He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. He's got the blink combination to get the all kills he needs.
In my defense, did not see that he had a blink up. Here comes the ultimate.
Gonna go into Hovering Death and look for control. There's the 1.5 seconds with the beads. Was perfect from CtrlAltIEat, and he'll survive thanks to it. xNexamiss and akat still trading blows. akat's in execute range. Will it hit? Fatal Strike finds a home. xNexamiss solos akat.
Great kill from xNexamiss over in the solo lane. Oh, and a good wrap by ChubbyOstrich. Oh, but the landfall blocks
he's
him.
dead. He's dead. That's all they needed. Power finds the credit for the kill. 3-man stun double for Leslord there, but unfortunately, nobody was around to take advantage of it.
Bet and Chubby wish Leslord was there a few seconds earlier. Almost would have saved him there. I imagine some beads probably would have secured the kill regardless. And now it's, I mean, when we look at the kills, 12-6, I would still expect to see Dark Omen not really pushing a whole ton into the enemy jungle. We've seen them dive deep a few times for kills, but not a ton of buff invades, you know, not really finding many of the bastions across a map. Makes me think maybe not capitalizing this map as much as they could is now Sanctified. Gonna look towards this Gold Fury. And the wards for Dark Omen, not gonna spot it out.
No, this should be free. I was 2 minutes too early, but Sanctified finds their way there regardless, and they're gonna clean up this Gold Fury and for free.
Love to see that if you're a Sanctified fan. There was a small gold lead to the tune of about 2,000, I think, for Dark Omen. Gonna be pretty much mitigated by the gold as now they pull back even. Pyromancer's still not up for a few minutes, so it's not like Dark Omen can exactly answer back with another objective. You know what that means. It's gonna be a Ratmilk gank, I would guess, in the next 45 seconds onto the Anubis.
All right, start the counters. Ratmilk gonna head to the next speed buff and try to delay Fisher's timer, but I think I'm right there with you. I wouldn't be surprised to see an instant hovering death down onto the mid lane. akat's taking some decent poke from xNexamiss, and Valyouu's rotating on over, but no wards again. akat should be safe. Valyouuu second guessed the gank and did not go for it.
And I gotta say, Ratmilk just preying on my downfall here back, so I'm not gonna find the gank in time. You know, I'll take the win if the next gank is onto the Anubis anyway.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Okay, thank you. We gotta start a tally, you know, kind of keep track on all our predictions.
Yeah, that's very true. Will the next prediction be Pyromancer?
Logically, it should, but I think it's gonna be more about.
Oh, he blinks in, and he found Anubis! Fisher's right, but he gets deleted by the Typhoon! Huge shutdown for Valyouuu. And then they want more as well. It's a double kill for Valyouuu. CarlosRyder was next. Can it be a triple kill for Valyouuu? Looking for the Agni. He does get the triple, but he loses 2 in the process. Regardless, huge for Valyouuu.
That whole fight made me feel so good. I mean, Ratmilk went straight onto the Anubis. And even more than that, I was about to say before I got cut off, I don't think you have to believe me, but I said it was going to be more about the fight than the Pyro itself. And it's just that. It's 5 kills and no Pyromancer. I mean, I still think, looking at the wards on the map, Sanctified can probably walk right back to this Pyro and take it without too much trouble. I kind of believe that's where the Thanatos is going to be headed, though.
Yes, blink up.
It's going to be a purple invade.
He got the jet stream on. Airstrike comes out. He does dash the pole. So STAILUS going to be safe. And, you know, big credit to Valyouuu. We've been talking about Ratmilk, and rightfully so, with 8 kills, but Valyouu's got 6. He's got a level lead on Ratmilk. So Valyouuu keeping up with the Thanatos.
Now Dark Omen do make a really good play call. They see the jungler over on left. No, it's going to be a free pyro. This is just a dead Achilles, right?
Yep. On the landing, that did it. Hovering Death was just needed for the blue buff for Ratmilk that time.
And I gotta think that's maybe miscommunication. I don't think that Hovering Death was needed at all. That being said, it's not the longest cooldown in the world. It's certainly going to be up before the next big fight, given that there's a little bit over a minute on the Gold Fury. So I guess it doesn't really hurt anything. Gets you some more damage onto the blue buff. Now, if I'm Dark Omen, we saw last game, they got a lead, they started pushing, they did really well into the late game, but they never had a huge lead. I think it was about 4,000 gold at the most. I would love to see them swing this into a Gold Fury, find a kill, find a tier 1 tower, do something on the left side of this map to kind of further cement the way that the momentum's going right now.
Valyouuu looking for the gank on STAILUS. STAILUS used a lot last time to escape. They're going to commit full Typhoon. Typhoon's off the mark. Thanks to STAILUS getting away with the airstrike. Police are on the way, but they're pulling in slow, and STAILUS is very poked out. CarlosRyder going to have to walk away, but wisely does not bring Sasano to his ADC. Now Carlos heads towards Ratmilk and power. Blink in from Ratmilk. One basic ought to do it. Sight is what he uses. Hovering Death going to be used from Ratmilk. They're grouped up. No execute. Landfall comes out. Control brought down power in the process, but Dark Omen not finding quite as much yet as they may wish. But there's the double kill, if not a bit late for Ratmilk on the CtrlAltIEat. Gonna look for Leslord as well, but they're gonna back off with a quick call there and look for Primal Fury.
And one of the first small fight blunders I've seen from Dark Omen. I mean, Ratmilk missed a tiny bit on the ult. I think still hit one, but narrowly missed the second stun. And CarlosRyder locks the Thanatos out of the fight with the landfall. That being said, though, beautiful turnaround. They get the Primal Fury out of it. It's nothing to be worried about if I'm Dark Omen. Just think that play maybe could have been a little bit bigger if that small mix-up didn't happen.
Yeah, for sure. That was the problem. And it's frustrating because that's one of the downsides to playing Maui. It's the same as Ymir. As great as Landfall is, there's always a world where you can misplay just that tiniest bit and really ruin a team fight.
Yeah, and a little bit unfortunate that it's that way, but I think builds have been a big topic, ADC especially, as, of course, got to hold that akat taking a lot of damage and gonna fall.
Wow. The Typhoon Fatal Strike combo is too much for anybody. Hovering Death in response, onto the totem, finds 2. Valyouuu gonna get dropped. One basic's all that's needed. Bloodforge passive is now procced for Ratmilk. Power is here as well, and xNexamiss is dropping quick, but the Rain Fire was slightly off the mark. So Dark Omen gonna look to walk back a few paces and relax for the time being.
I want to mention builds again, but I'm scared a fight's gonna happen. I'm gonna
do it,
try
make
anyway.
a fight happen.
Oh, there you go. For all you action lovers, here you go, right here. But it's gonna be a fail knot from Jingwei. I don't hate it. I mean, I think in particular, these players, they know what they're doing with builds. I don't think it's a bad item, but it's a little odd seeing that over something like the Boomerang that got a big buff, really cheap gold-wise, over something even like a Demon Blade, which we're not seeing from either team. Oh, CtrlAltIEat, big damage.
And finding a lot on STAILUS dash forward. The airstrike comes out, will get STAILUS to safety. It could be the Hydro Cement one-shot build, but time will tell for STAILUS on the Jingwei. Meanwhile, we got Ratmilk in the solo lane. He's level 16 and found Leslord. Got some good poke off, but Leslord's away for the time being. Rainfire and more coming down, and Hovering Death as well. Not in execute range quite yet. Doesn't needs a stun. Leslord gonna fall down to Ratmilk. Bloodforge passive has been procced. Keep an eye on that going forward. Pull in from Valyouuu. Valyouu's diving deep. Typhoon comes out, but Typhoon missed. That's a big problem, and now Valyouuu falls down to power. Ratmilk blinks away from xNexamiss, and Dark Omen is doing work in the back, but Control was rotated over and finds a kill on the CarlosRyder. Kernanos changing the pace of that fight.
Love to see that from the current fight's not over yet, though. akat gets a pluck. Don't know what he was trying to do with that. Maybe just delay. Oh, trying to delay the back, get STAILUS a little bit of time on this tower. Unfortunately, misplays it a little bit, and the Terror showing up is going to push him off of it. Pyromancer dropping to about half. Sanctified make the best decision they can and do not go against the Thanatos with no frontliner.
Yeah, and a lot of actives now, but now ChubbyOstrich may be caught out. In fact, he is. It's another rampage for Ratmilk and the Thanatos, this time finding the Anubis.
Good kill from Ratmilk. Oh, misses the side.
Oh,
good
Control getting fancy.
Control. Gotta love it. And yeah, I mean, they are going to maybe look under the Pyro now. I think they totally can. I'd expect a Typhoon to come out in contest, but Valyouuu doesn't have it up yet. Ratmilk into the air. Uh-oh. Typhoon is now up. I would just, yeah, right back onto the Pyro.
Yeah, that was the smart call. They secure it. Power grabs the bomb. So that's 2 bombs now in pocket for Dark Omen. And we got pings coming out in Gold Fury, so maybe tier 1 tower mid, head over there. We'll see what happens with the fight. In the meantime, Valyouuu couldn't find the opening on the power he wanted, but the tier 1 tower falls. Nothing they could do to stop that. And they used a bomb. Power did use his bomb on that, so it's 1 bomb out of pocket as well.
I kind of would have liked them to, or I would have liked to see them use Ratmilk's bomb there instead of Power's. That being said, though, I mean, don't mind it to confirm the tier 1 tower in the slightest. Is now Gold Fury going to be the next big objective? Are we going to see another 1v1? Control's been getting the better of STAILUS in the 1v1s, and I know we talked to Game 1 about STAILUS being on a new role. Don't know if it's exactly new to him, but being new to the league, at least. It's been interesting to watch him play. He's done really good, but I think Control still has the upper hand as Ratmilk goes in, gets a silence. Cernanos not able to dash away.
Took a lot of poke, but they don't dive in further. Hold that thought. Hovering Death lands, but Hovering Death finds Leslord, and Leslord alone. CarlosRyder from downtown finds a big pickup on the CtrlAltIEat. Sanctified, trying to turn things around, fatal strike on the power. But that was more for the damage. Can they get the follow-up kill? Ratmilk found one on the Leslord. Ratmilk found a double kill on a ChubbyOstrich. Ratmilk's on the way for XNexamiss. Triple kill for Ratmilk. Can he find another quadra kill for Ratmilk? He's now divine on the Thanatos. And that Gold Fury doesn't stand a damn chance.
First time seeing Divine in the Godlike division. I mean, sorry, no, I probably happened before, but the Gold Fury gonna drop anyway. Ratmilk on an absolute tear. 17-2. Somebody needs to shut it down.
What do you do? I mean, we've seen Valyouuu match it as much as has been possible, but the damage is just so strong. The build has come online so heavily with the Hydras into the Bloodforge into the Crusher. There's just nothing they've been able to respond with. The Hovering Death has been, for the most part, on point. We've pointed out a couple instances where it either missed or has been utilized in a way we didn't expect. I don't think that last one was a miss like I called. I think it was a redirect and focused onto maybe the wrong person. We're not the ones piloting, so it's hard to tell, but the storyline is clear. Ratmilk on his Thanatos is causing problems.
I mean, in all fairness, I think Ratmilk on anything causes problems. XNexamiss gonna use the ult to get away. Don't know if he really needed it. Ratmilk had already kind of given up on that one, but I don't think the Achilles knew that, so definitely don't hate that at all. Now STAILUS and Control gonna have their own little 1v1 away from the fight. If I'm Dark Omen, you take the fight here. Cernanos, I think, by far and away has been the best looking member, but instead, Cernanos taking the fight in left against STAILUS.
And Valyouu's on the way to ruin the odds of this 1v1, and so is Company. They're peeking over. Valyouuu gonna blink through for STAILUS. It's gonna be the end of the Jing Wei. Ultimate not gonna be able to get STAILUS out of there this time.
Unfortunate to say the least as the Jingwei falls, but now they know Value's on the left, they know Control's on the left. They can take this fight in mid, but I think they're going to do the smart thing. Tier 1 towers, 22 minutes into the game. I wouldn't really put up a big defense, but you can still defend the tier 2s. Uh-oh, Valyouuu.
Runs into Ratmilk, and the Scythe with the combo should do it. Look at the movement speed. And he's going to Hovering Death right over the Control, but misses with the dash from Control, but he blinks forward anyway and finds a double kill. Ratmilk is immortal this time on Thanatos and just putting in work across the map.
2 more kills until he gets to the namesake of the division. Oh, misses the root.
Dash through. He's dropping low Aegis at the end. Has rain fire. Oh my god. He died to the burn.
Was it the burn or the divine rune lightning? I
Was
don't
it
know how
both?
long I don't know how long the lightning procs.
It
which
had to
I
be the
probably should
combination.
know.
It must have been the combination. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I would imagine the burn did it, but now that's
The
a free
tech.
fire giant. You gotta think though, if ChubbyOstrich hits that root, I think there's a very real chance he wins that 1v1. Unfortunately though, we're never gonna know, as that's fire giant for all 5 members on Dark Omen. Now we see a bigger gold lead, 10,000. This is the answer back that Dark Omen needed.
Did you see the crit there from the Jingwei onto the Pyromancer?
I did not. I would imagine it's a large one.
It was, I think it was
Ooh.
1192. The Hydra's Lament build is proven to pay dividends. Was it on Pyro? Yes. Is it doing work? Yeah, it will.
I was gonna say, we have another moment of silence, so I'm gonna get even more into the builds. It's a Shadow Drinker from Ratmilk. I don't know if I necessarily love this. It's a good item. It's got good stats. That being said, I don't really think he's going to take much use of the passive. We've either seen Ratmilk continue damage into large teamfights or just get 1 kill at a time. xNexamiss going to have to dash towards the opposite direction. Doesn't feel good.
If he keeps getting kills, then the Shadow Drinker will prove huge. There it is. Now look at the movement speed. He's a NASCAR, and he's coming for control, and he finds it. Double kill for Ratmilk. Godlike in the Godlike division. Is anyone surprised? Ratmilk now at 21 kills.
So he proves me wrong immediately. You know, credit to them. Onifira going to be picked up by Sanctified. The game might be over, though. Ooh, you know, I would have loved to see an end call there. I don't know if it would have worked. I would have loved the aggression, though. They're going to get a tier 2 in mid. In all reality, should get the Phoenix as well. Blink by Caught, almost going to secure it. Leslord into the backline.
Ratmilk's buying time, waiting for the opening. Does not find the opening on the landfall like you may have thought, as Leslord was not pulled in, but they're going to get the mid Phoenix. Akat dashes into the wrap. Takes some poke, but he's Hercules. Give him 15 seconds. He'll be full health again. Dark Omen, though, knocking on the throne room doors, and just currently they're matching Sanctified at every corner and beating them. It's the opposite of the ending of game number 1 so far.
And originally, I wouldn't be worried at all about Dark Omen, but this is the point we saw them falter last game. But that being said, XP lead, they have it. Gold lead, blown out of the water. I don't think last game should hold anything to this one, given how big of a lead there is.
I don't know what you do. Because there's just, I mean, their problem is they're just losing, they're being beat in fights. There's not much strategy to being beat in a fight. They can look to maybe force more 5v5s, because the fights where we're seeing Dark Omen really run away from it aren't 5v5s, which is important to note, because the damage spread from Chubby, Control, and Valyouuu is massive. So maybe that's the answer, but can you keep everybody alive in a 5v5, or is Ratmilk gonna kill everybody from the inside out?
I mean, Ratmilk has just been playing so good, and finding all the combos really hasn't given anyone the chance to get back with their team. So I'd assume it's just going to be more aggression from the Thanatos. Oh, now looking for the Anubis. If I was Anubis, I'd start ulting right now. Not going to get it.
Does not, and what more can he get? The landfall brings in 2, and he's not done yet. Absolutely bonkers play from Ratmilk here, and he's still not done. Gonna look for more, blinks through. Double kill for STAILUS, double for Ratmilk. With a scythe in hand, he flies up high and strikes his enemies with a deadly sigh. His foes tremble at the sight of a Ratmilk, the god of eternal night. Some more Dr. Seuss at the end for you. We'll see you at the desk.
Pull another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped windows
Hello, welcome to the desk. My glasses are off, and I'm rubbing my forehead. I don't know what you want us to say. You watched the same game as we did, and we all know what happened. Fisher, I'll let you analyze. I'm sure you'll have some fun with that one.
Well, I think the analysis can be summed up in 2 words: ban Thanatos. I really don't think it has to be more in depth.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
I mean, not even taking anything away from the other members of Dark Omen, they all played well that set. I think in particular, I loved seeing akat on the Hercules. I think had a much stronger game than he did the previous game on the Valyouuu, but it could have been a 1v5, and I think Ratmilk wins it. They could not do anything to him.
Nothing whatsoever. And again, I said it in game, and I'll say it again to Valyouu's credit. Played crazy, better certainly than I could have done, but just ultimately there was nothing Sanctified could mount that could stop the combination. Like you said, Dark Omen played great as a team, and playing great as a team there allowed Ratmilk to do even more crazy things on the Thanatos. I mean, I don't want to cut us off short, but now we've got a game 3 ahead of us. We know the first ban, but I want to see the rest of them. So we'll be right back with game number 3 between Dark Omen and Sanctified. Hello, and welcome back. There it is. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, could it really be anything else? I don't think so. And they're still banning out the Thor, which I'm sure Ratmilk is extremely good on. That being said, I don't think I've ever seen Ratmilk get to take Thor in a game, but they are going to get to take the Hercules back. I love that for akat. I think that's a really good decision.
Isn't that kind of frightening to think about? Because you're right. I think we've seen all the way back to final season 1. I think you're right. I think we've always seen a Thor ban against Ratmilk. If that's the priority versus the Thanatos, I kind of want to see it.
To be fair, Thor is already seeing a lot of bans just from being so good right now. And now we're seeing a big mix-up. I gotta say, this is the 3rd straight game that ChubbyOstrich has played an unorthodox mage. I don't hate Kronos at all right now. I think he's a fine god. I liked Anubis too, but on Aposh and on Anubis, he got off to a really slow start on both gods, and I'm a little bit scared that Kronos might be the same. It's kind of like Aposh and Anubis, not a ton of maneuverability.
The lock-ins are coming through extremely quick. Game plans are set and ready. It could be one of the first remakes we've seen all season where they actually select through their bands. So big shout out to these guys for doing that and giving us the content. But we'll talk a bit more about what we saw here. The Hell, the Ho-Yi, the Bakasura. This is textbook Season of Hope, with the Ho-Yi kind of being a bit on the outskirts. And I'm obsessed with it.
I mean, the Ho-Yi is a little bit of a non-pick. That being said, the entire draft from Sanctified is a little bit odd. I don't hate it in any sense of the word, but look at Dark Omens. I mean, they're just kind of stacked.
Yeah, stacked as can be, and we're getting close to the end. We're in week number 5 here. Only 2 weeks remain, and Dark Omen is sitting at the top of the standings, and Sanctified is trying to change the narrative. So with game 3 in the horizon, we'll be right back in the Smite Draft League.
into the night. I miss you sleeping. Where did you go? As soft as your breathing, you left me alone. And I miss the late nights. So where did you go? 'Cause you were my safe ride. Now I drive alone. I miss you sleeping. As soft as your breathing, you left me alone. I miss the late nights. 'Cause you were my safe ride. Now I drive alone. I miss you sleeping. Where did you go? As soft as your breathing, you left me alone. And I miss the
Hello, it's time. Game 3 between two juggernauts, Sanctified and Dark Omen. I'm Anthony Malum. He's KingFsher. Let's do it!
And the picks and bans went so quickly, I don't think we really got time to truly analyze. It's a hell solo.
Oh, it is a hell solo. That's gonna be problematic for Dark Omen. That's gonna be putting in some work late. I expect to see a lot of the newer items put to use, like Last Grasp, potentially. Oh, it's gonna be nasty.
And, I mean, I'm confident that Sanctified, they had to have practiced something similar to this. They're all mechanically good players. I'm sure they can pilot these well, but we are going to have to continue my point after a short break. We'll be right back into game number 3.
I don't wanna feel as cold as the winter. Let me sink into your
Oh, sorry about that. iNooblet's cleaned up the red bell off his keyboard, and we're ready to go. Didn't miss too much in the mid lane. And for a second, it got dangerous, but I think we're okay for Fisher to continue his point.
There were about 3 minion kills, so needless to say, a lot of action. Oh, a little bit of nice poke onto power. But I was gonna say, I mean, Sanctified, all mechanically good players, all very smart players. Oh, is ChubbyOstrich taking a lot of damage under tower? Oh, good use of the beads onto the root. I think that being said, I do not like this draft. If they're ahead, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be near impossible to stop. If they get behind,
Oh, it's over.
I think it's literally game over.
Yeah.
I see zero comeback mechanics from this draft.
Oh, and Hell got very low in solo, so it looks like your prophecy may be coming true. We also see contest for the shield. Who is it going to go to? It's going to go to Sanctified. They secure the shield away, so nice victory there. The scuffle in mid is going decent. Power took some serious poke, but I think we learned it's not going to phase Dark Omen too much.
Shouldn't, to say the least. Now Ratmilk gonna get away. And I will say, for as much trouble as they could get in with this draft, they do have a couple picks that only get better with time. Bakasura and the Chronos can absolutely rule the late game.
Valyouuu chasing Ratmilk to the tier 2 tower, fighting over the back harpies. And he's gonna get most of them. Akat also in risk of being soloed by xNexamiss, and he's going to be. That's a first blood for Sanctified, and it goes to the hell, which you heard KingFsher pointed out. That's going to be risky.
It is. If Hell can get off to a lead, she's really hard to shut down, has a nice cleanse, and Hercules' pluck is pretty telegraphed when they're going to use it. You kind of know the distance they have to be at, so it should be easy for xNexamiss to kind of avoid getting into too much trouble. And I think that may be the first time all season we've seen somebody running down Ratmilk in the jungle. Don't know if we've seen that interaction before. Valyouuu did make it happen. And I was going to say something else, but I completely forgot. So let's talk about the duo lane.
We can. The Ho-Yi is somebody, if you watched any of the early games of this season, I was screaming for more people to pick up. Could work in this meta. I don't think he's going to be as strong as the first one we saw. I guess it's possible. He's always strong against crit. He is a great counter to Jing Wei, as we know. But it's going to be more a matter of how it's played. And Control had a very great game number 2 on Kernanos, but Hou Yi doesn't bring the same hyper carry potential as a Kernanos.
I gotta say, also, building into crit first item. Oh, STAILUS dropping really low. Might have to wait. Gets away, though, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue as my curse lives on. Building into crit first item, I would normally hate it, but he's been getting the better of STAILUS pretty consistently. Uh-oh, Jing Wei steps way too far up.
Oh, look at that bounce! Picked up big damage on STAILUS. River's Rebuke comes out, trying to keep STAILUS safe, but STAILUS had nowhere to go, falls down to CtrlAltIEat. Massive kill after the gigantic ricochet. Beautifully done. You'll love to see that from your Hou Yi.
Now, I just realized that STAILUS had no mana. I was wondering, I was like, what the heck is he waiting for on the ultimate? But not enough mana to cast it. Unfortunate to see. Ratmilk there picks up CtrlAltIEat on a gank. The Terra should get away okay, though. Oh, unless they go back in.
Unless they go back in is the key there. And now Terra falling down low to Ratmilk, where Ratmilk couldn't find a kill on Leslord. Same story in solo. Akat fell down very low to xNexamiss. They got to stop flip-flopping this Hercules on the sides of the map. It's creating problems. But Akat ultimately survives.
And I'm getting so mixed up by abilities. I thought the Terra walked back into 1v3. I completely forgot that Dodgy can move characters, as it turns out. So Ratmilk not able to quite capitalize, though. I mean, the Terra was still about 2/3 health, so a little bit ambitious. But there's a Bakasura. Oh, wow. Herc didn't stand a chance.
You got Tongue Twister by the minions getting splurged out, and my brain got tied into knots. And Valyouuu wrapped up Akat and finds a huge kill for the Bakasura, because now you've got gold coming online. STAILUS will escape the gank from Leslord, and Control could not bring down the Jing Wei, but action across the map.
It feels a lot more like game 1, and granted, we saw this kind of aggression in game 2. STAILUS gonna luckily get out of the 9 suns before too much damage is done. Uh-oh, Valyouuu, I would say he's caught out, but CarlosRyder doesn't have the ult up.
Wow! The mechanics there. Oh, that got me hype. I'm sorry. The blink off of the Daji trying to get to you, beautifully done.
So, my bad. I really thought you were gonna launch into something there.
No, but I just got excited. I needed a second. It's like it's like a dog when you drop the food under the table, you know.
Gotta allow the brain to properly adjust for that. And as much as we talk about Ratmilk having crazy mechanics, shouldn't take away from Valyouuu at all. A very good jungler in their own right. Yeah, and I'm so excited to see what they can do on Bakasura. I think for the one time this set, we saw it on Merc in game 1, how he could 1v1 the Dodgy. This time, in my mind, there is no contest between those two. Bakasura should win that every single time.
Yeah, I almost feel like, oh, wow, Power gets rid of ChubbyOstrich. And now Leslord is caught out, and the powwow comes out from Ratmilk. Going to bring Leslord on back. River's Rebuke comes out to keep Leslord right there. Valyouuu around the wall. Can he do enough damage? However, is the question. Ratmilk going to turn it around. Double kill for Ratmilk. Nice turnaround there for Dark Omen, making any jungler work.
Don't love the re-engage from Valyouuu. And now as long as STAILUS stays alive, it's a Gold Fury for Dark Omen. I mean, Control does have ultimate, so I would expect the 9 Suns to be used, but just going to stay in lane. Going to send Chronos over. I don't think Chronos is going to get there in time. Run the Hou Yi around the back. Will not make it. Control could be in a really rough position.
He could have been, but Dark Omen going to go the other way. STAILUS, the only one who peeked over at Control. The Excavate wasn't in time with the steal from Sanctified. Excuse me, it was from Dark Omen for secure. Like I said, Hercules switching sides, really wrapping the brain in circles.
I mean, the Herc could be played by anybody at this point. I wouldn't even be surprised by a Herc support. And it's just being tossed around as xNexamiss now gonna. That's 2, might have been 3, but I think 2 straight blue invades. And the hell's in trouble. Oh,
there's a blink from Ratmilk. Did you jinx it again? Can Valyouuu turn it? That's enough for Dark Omen to walk away, so you didn't fully jinx it.
I swear I have the worst caster's curse in the world. Every time I talk about builds, a fight start, they're in trouble. They get away flawlessly. I mean, it's just not going to end. I gotta hope opposite day comes sooner or later. It could have been It could have been a bait. Also, one of the first times I've seen Ratmilk back down from a 3v2 just speaks to how scary the combination of the Hell and Bakasura are right now. And Hell, gonna be building Book of Thoth. We're not seeing it in the mid lane, so might as well see it in the solo lane.
And the damage is going to be real from xNexamiss on that Hell. And poor Hercules just cannot do anything in this lane. Really, all you can do is be a farm bot and just try to keep Hell under control and keep tabs on the Hell.
Pretty much. And do you think Hell's building into one defense item? Obviously, the hybrid items are gone. Do you think this is going to be a Breastplate of Regrowth or a Breastplate of Valor?
I'm going to go Breastplate of Regrowth. I feel like the value there on top of being physical isn't enough. Oh my god.
What?
What? That damage is out of this world. Almost a solo kill from xNexamiss. Alright, these healers, they might need some looking at. Alright, other side of the map, Ratmilk finds a kill on a Leslord after Powwow came out, and xNexamiss is chasing akat to tier 2. This might be the example of what is wrong with this current season. Akat does get away. Same cannot be said for STAILUS. Gonna die on landing, just a matter of how. It's the Suns from CtrlAltIEat. Goodbye, Jing away. Valyouuu coming around the side, but Control's already been poked out and dies to power. xNexamiss could finally pay for doing hell things, and that's a big bounty for Ratmilk.
Great turnaround by Ratmilk. I mean, if xNexamiss is going to chase down to the tier 2, need some wards, and guess how many are on the right side of the map? That's right, 0. I mean, I think both teams this game have not been putting, or this set rather, no, that's for the other team, Nooblet. Don't do that to me. But I think both teams this set have been pretty lax with the wards, and to their credit, they've just been playing off each other so well. The intuition is kind of making up for it, but in small situations like that can definitely lead to your downfall. I mean, Hell, not too mobile. I don't know if it would have gotten them out in time, but certainly couldn't have hurt. Is now power walking up. Maybe wants to pick up their green buff? Probably not.
Valyouuu does some decent poke to STAILUS, but Control was not quite there to help pick up the kill, but they're still push at the tower line. Ratmilk's waiting for xNexamiss to push up, waiting for the blue buff invade. With Carlos here, they could have looked at the Hell, but they don't find it worth it. Control is going to drop the tower in duo, and now xNexamiss trading blows with akat, and akat finally able to withstand a little bit thanks to the Genji's guard, but I don't know if it's going to last long. Next already returning the damage, and it's proving to pay huge. Just not a fun time to be a Hercules. Dark Omen should secure Pyromancer, though, so the small victories are constantly going the way of Dark Omen.
And they're going to give the Runic Bomb over to the jungler again. We see this, I don't find it late game, because I think for split pushing it's really important. Valyouuu jumps back in. STAILUS doesn't have a knock-up, only a dash to get away, but should do the job. I think I like it late game because of the split push it offers, but at this stage in the game, if your support isn't there, you're really not pushing down towers too much, especially as a jungler. I think might have seen more value onto CarlosRyder, but I'm sure Ratmilk gonna find a good time to use it all the same.
That does not look like a fun solo lane to be in. I'm not enjoying it secondhand.
I really wouldn't want to be either person in that solo lane.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It's just not a good time. The good times have really been the back and forth. I mean, look at the charts. They're hopping around currently almost even. I mean, the gold difference, just 500. Nothing crazy there. And that speaks volumes to this set. I mean, even game 2, where Ratmilk was going ballistic on the Thanatos, it felt like Sanctified could at least do something at most times in the game.
Really did. Now Valyouuu going to be helping to chase down the Hercules. Might find it. On the flip side, Gold Fury,
the body blocks.
Close. 9 Suns are dropped. I did not see who took it. I'm not gonna lie.
Dark Omen, I believe, was able to secure the Fury. What else can they get with it? Powwow comes out, hits Leslord. That's surely a death for the Terra. Tanking so far, but I'll get back here. Lucent is somewhere smiling bright. Ratmilk gets the kill onto the Leslord. Should be all Dark Omen looks to get now. And they are going to retreat. I do want to give... Oh, hang on. CarlosRyder could get caught out, but Ratmilk and Power stop their backs, and now Control may be the one caught out. But he has the jump up and escapes the root. so he'll be safe for now. That was risky for a minute. I do want to point out the nice rotation from Valyouuu, big kill on the Hercules, and the minion blockage was beautiful, but could have used him at the Fury, so it's a toss-up.
I mean, it's a little up and down. I don't know if a kill is necessarily worth a Fury. That being said, even
I
if
like
they...
the mechanics, at least.
Yeah, even if they are on left, though, there's not a whole ton of steal, and that Yamojul did a pretty good job separating that fight. I don't know if it would have made a difference, maybe a more confident fight after, but regardless, it's in the past, not much can be said about it now. And looking at builds, do we think there's going to be any healer items on Hell? She does not have one yet besides a breastplate. There's a whole new tree.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. I think we both expected it to be rushed. I mean, you have to assume that this is by choice and not overlooking the new items. Maybe the Valyouuu will come later. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out for the Hell. STAILUS just trying to escape from control in the time being. Reminder, that wall is a visual bug, not actually there. STAILUS is not playing Clea at the moment. You have a gank at akat from Valyouuu. xNexamiss chasing as well. Here's the combination Fisher was talking about, and it's not a fun time for akat, but he's finally tanky. Is he tanky enough? Because they're diving deep for it. But they leash the tower in a funky way. akat's still alive. akat finally going to fall, but what is Dark Omen going to do in return? We see them pressuring out mid lane. Last time they got a Gold Fury. This time it's not up, and this time they want Leslord. ChubbyOstrich from behind the wall finds to stop time, but Ratmilk goes into the powwow in response. With River's Rebuke was good for the time being. Power to find a kill on the Leslord. Ratmilk gets away from ChubbyOstrich, but for Valyouuu finds a kill on the Power. Sun's rain down, but Ratmilk was out of range, and Valyouuu could not get to Ratmilk. So Ratmilk able to escape somehow, despite the level difference. The jungler has not died. Who just died was ChubbyOstrich after STAILUS found the kill. Now STAILUS looking for control and Valyouuu. Control goes into the air and dashes away akat, leading a charge. STAILUS got left alone with Valyouuu, though. Blink forward from akat brings control back. Valyouu's dropping low quick, so is control. STAILUS finds a kill on a Hoagie, and Ratmilk comes back and finds a kill on a Valyouuu. The Dark Omen. They withstand, they persevere, and they take that fight.
I don't know how to describe that fight. I mean, a little bit back and forth to say the least. That being said, Sanctified stick around way too long. And I think going back to that point Anthony made about the combo on the right side of the map, if anybody watching this game wants to know what the most broken combo in the world is going to be, if you get an Afro with the new buffs to her ultimate and her kit in general, and you combine that with a Bakasura and the buffs he got on his whole kit, there's no winning the game. Hell's gonna do something similar. Obviously doesn't give the same utility. Gives heals at range, gives cleanses at range. And I think Sanctified, they're trying to play aggressive, which I think is smart in their comp. But that being said, they overextend. You've already talked about how playing from behind is going to affect them. Certainly don't want to see that. And it's a blink from the Jingwei. I don't mind that. I don't know how much value the Aegis gets into this comp.
Yeah, I can really only think of it for trying to minimize the impact of the Baka running at you, but it's only going to buy such a short period of time, it doesn't matter. So the Blink with the combination of going that Hydra's build again could lead to some interesting one-shot potential. One-shot potential. Control had to play it safe and create the Suns for space. Sanctified on the Fire Giant, but Dark Omen is here to contest, and Dark Omen's looking decent for it. Ratmilk goes at the powwow. Valyouu's dropping low. River's Rebuke comes out as well. Ratmilk finds a kill on the Valyouuu. Fire Giant's at 25% health, and Dark Omen is looking good to get it, but ChubbyOstrich just find a kill on the Power, and ChubbyOstrich is full health, full mana, has Rewind too. So Dark Omen trying to escape, will stop time, find Ratmilk, just finds Carlos. Chubby gets knocked up by akat, but the beads comes out, and now they're going to be able to turn the kill around and find a kill onto akat. STAILUS found a solo kill, speaking of persistence, on the CtrlAltIEat. Sanctified not going to be able to get the Fire Giant, so while they won the fight, they're not able to get anything off of it. Matter of fact, they could lose a tier 2.
That fight was back and forth all over the place. I honestly don't know if there's even considered a winner to that fight. I think you'd have to give it to Dark Omen because of the damage that Jingwei is placing on this left tower. That being said, towers in general still favoring Sanctified. The tier 1 towers are literally 2 shots from Jingwei. I'd love to see Dark Omen kind of group up and work to get those towers down, because if you end up getting a power play off that Fire Giant and you don't have those tiny obstacles to get through, it's going to make it a lot easier transition onto the tier 2 and give Sanctified a lot less time to adjust.
Yeah, that's a good call from you. And we talked about that a lot last game, that we were looking for the group ups, and when they grouped up, they won the game. So the potential for more of the same is certainly there.
It is, and now we're finally going to see one of the new healing items. Hell does have the tier 1. Hard to speculate what it's going to go into. I admit, I still get the new healing items mixed up, but certainly some strong ones in there. But looking across the board, it's going to be about a 4,000 gold lead here for Dark Omen. Not really reflected in the build column, though. We normally kind of see, I mean, that's what, 800 gold per person? That's like a tier 3 compared to a tier 2, maybe?
Yeah, it's not a huge difference. Dark Omen gets the Cold Fury, pretty close with the Suns, but it's not a huge difference. I want to touch on one thing before the next team fight. Surely I'll jinx it. Actually, I'll wait, because Valyouuu goes behind Power. I jinxed it just by thinking about talking to you, Fish. Valyouuu falling down low, and Ratmilk's Divine with the powwow, cleaning at the Bakasura. They want more than that, and they're going to go in on ChubbyOstrich. Rewind comes out, and nobody was where the rewind went to. So Chubby has his out. Dueling Dragons came out, but didn't find anybody. Now Power dropping low. Celestial fight for safety for Power. Leslord gets the credit for the kill to CarlosRyder. But Dark Omen, they still want to fight. Power cleans up xNexamiss. ChubbyOstrich is going for the kill on Power, and he'll find it, but Power gets a double kill and gets the Beyond the Grave kill on the Chronos.
And more fighting all over the place. It's been this way all game. This time Dark Omen able to come out on top. They're going to go for the Pyro. If I'm Sanctified, I wouldn't even step up to this. They're going to try, though.
They are, and they could pay for it. STAILUS going to dash in. Control has a jump, but Leslord does not, and Terra has paid for the kit design. And STAILUS is another kill in this Jingwei.
Speaking of STAILUS, going to the same build we saw last game, it's unorthodox. I personally, I don't think I'm the biggest fan of, especially since we've seen a lot of his ultimates be used offensively. I don't know, finding the full value from the fail nut, but regardless, he's doing good with it. Seems to be really comfortable with the build, and I think at the end of the day, that's probably more important than what the meta is. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but on the flip side, CtrlAltIEat has about 0 lifesteal. I'd be looking to exploit that if I'm Dark Omen. There are a lot of small-scale team fights that if you poke out the Hou-Yi, they're just not going to be able to be aggressive.
Yeah, it's... I guess the logic for Control is you'll get it from the upgraded Cowl, but like you said, for the time being, it's going to be a problem. They're going to full commit for xNexamiss here. The blink in from STAILUS. Hell's getting away so far, but gets cut off, and now going to fall Rampage for the Jingwei. Dark Omen creates their opening and now have the advantage right in front of them. Going to look to pull this Fire Giant at 22 minutes.
Just like last game, as soon as I comment on the build, STAILUS gets a kill to prove me wrong again, and gotta love that if you're a Dark Omen fan. I think we talked in Game 1 about seeing the role change. For the most part, I've liked it a lot. I think STAILUS as an ADC has looked really good. Admittedly, Control has been getting the better of a lot of the engagements, but overall still provides a strong presence and does really good onto the objectives. And akat also has looked super strong on the Hercules. The stat line wouldn't say it, but going into a Hell Bakasura solo in jungle, I think 0-5 is perfectly fine.
Got a mini base race showing signs. Valyouuu pushing tier 2, but he is alone. He has no backup. Dark Omen grabs tier 2 in solo, and they're heading mid. Valyouu's going to push up to the Phoenix. Power's back to stop it. Valyouuu should be able to get this Phoenix, and once he dies first, ChubbyOstrich was first to die to Ratmilk. Valyouuu going to fall down to Power underneath the Phoenix. Dark Omen may have created an opening here that they didn't even see coming, and Dark Omen's grouping at the mid Phoenix. CtrlAlt's going to drop down some Suns, but they're not going to delete anybody quite yet, and Dark Omen's opening is looking good. Big misplay there from Valyouuu, thinking he could get that Phoenix and being unable to, and a nice stop from Power on the Yuwang.
think very lucky control. Oh, wow. Okay, maybe that's why. Yep,
double
Runic Bomb late
bombs.
game.
That's why you pick up your bombs, kids! And let's see what else comes from it. The Powwow, the River's Rebuke both come out. They don't find a home on quite anybody, but they do secure the mid-Phoenix. Akat goes in deep and brings back xNexamiss and Leslord, but they're a bit too tanky to take too much damage from Dark Omen, but Dark Omen going to look for the duo side Phoenix. Now Leslord dropping low. Akat was still in there. Gets credit for the kill on to Leslord. Dark Omen forcing an opening here. And now they got all the Phoenixes down. I don't expect them to wait much longer. They have Fire Giant. They're grouping up for... Looks like they are going to back up for a bit. I don't like Sanctified going out here.
I definitely don't. Valley should be able to get away just fine. STAILUS goes back in. Aggressive play from the Jingwei. Oh, that might have...
That's why you buy Blink on Jingwei right there! STAILUS brings down control! xNexamiss just trying to escape from the Jingwei, but there's a dash. CarlosRyder cleans up Valyouuu. ChubbyOstrich drops power, but STAILUS has a double kill. Now it's just Terra and Kronos for the defense, and Dark Omen has seen their opening, and they're going to look for it. Can they make it happen? Their health bars are low, but we've seen it after 2 games. The persistence is there. Rewind already used. ChubbyOstrich knocked up and dashed in. STAILUS deletes the Kronos. Another double kill. Game 1 and 2 may not have gone their way, but Ratmilk and Dark Omen were here to play. Tenacity unmatched, a spirit so bright, they've taken down Sanctified and claimed victory tonight. Somewhere, Dr. Seuss is smiling at Dark Omen. They reverse sweep Sanctified after a exciting set. They forced the opening there in game number 3. And while Ratmilk was the story for us for most of the set, you cannot overlook STAILUS, who went berserk on this Jingwei.
And I think I have to go on a mini rant here about the end of the game. If there's anybody watching that's trying to learn how to shot call, take notes on Dark Omen. That was perfect. If you ever see casters harping on Runic Bomb, I mean, I think there were 2 minions under that Phoenix. Ratmilk hit it once, and the Phoenix was gone. And then they just get mid and left perfectly. They pull back out, and then when Sanctified overstepped, capitalized perfectly, end the game. You literally cannot play the last 2 minutes of that game better than Dark Omen just played that.
You can't whatsoever. And to further your point, if you're looking for that stuff to improve on, look at what Dark Omen did. They did retreat because they were gonna just back up, reset, claim 1 more fire, and go for the end. But when they saw Sanctified push out, the call was go, 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 and they went off of STAILUS blinking in and going with the dash, and they ended the game. There was no dancing around, and in doing that, they were able to secure a victory that if they had delayed, it's not going to be as easy as we saw it be at the end. And granted, they went off the misplay from Sanctified, but you still can't overlook Dark Omen did not wait around.
They really didn't. All throughout the game, I think we covered it on the desk just how aggressive, how on point Sanctified were going to have to be with that roster, and I think Dark Omen correctly kind of recognized that and know if they apply the pressure, Sanctified, they're either gonna miraculously step up and they're gonna break. I think their team comp might have let them down a little bit there because admittedly, besides that last fight, I didn't see any really big misplays from Sanctified. I thought they played the whole game pretty well considering what they were up against.
They were up against a lot, and we're heading towards the end of our season. This was a week 5 Godlike set. Just 1 more week of games being casted, then our makeup week, and then we've got playoffs on the horizon and a lot to look forward to. And at the beginning of the season, my top 2 Godlike teams were Eclipse and Dark Omen, and I'm feeling pretty good about my predictions right now. But to see how both my predictions and everyone else's play out, you've got to stick around for more. And again, playoffs are around the corner. We'll see you next time on the Smite Draft League. I've been Anthony Malum, and I was joined by KingFsher with iNooblet as the observer. We'll see you next time.